The Sharing Space
on the Clement Manyathela Show.
7:02.
25 minutes before 12 o'clock. Time for The Sharing Space, where we share everything really about what happened at work, what happened at home, in your family, when you're on a trip. Whatever it is, you can share it with us. You can send an email on cm@702.co.za. I've got a story that, it's not a story, but it's something that's happened that is being shared with us. So I'm going to read the email, and you know the drill. If they're asking for advice, please be kind enough to advise. If you want to share your own experience, something similar that's happened to you, you're welcome to do that as well. So here we go. Greetings, Clement and the listeners. My wife and I have been married for 7 years. She was my girlfriend for 3 years before we got married. In these years, she has become extremely close with my family and especially my parents. Earlier this year, my mom became very ill, and her illness left her struggling with her mobility. Both my wife and I were worried sick about my mom. We checked in on her daily in hospital, and we provided her with every need. My dad passed away 2 years ago, and my mom lives with my younger brother. My brother is young and always busy, so I decided that my mom needed to live with us so that I could take care of her. I didn't think this would be an issue for my wife, because we were both concerned about my mom. To my surprise, though, my wife refused to allow me to proceed with bringing my mom to live with us. We would obviously have a caregiver to help us during the week, but I didn't think taking care of my mom would be a burden for me and my wife. But my wife said it would be too much responsibility, and she said she would rather take my mom to a Frail care facility. This has now become a big issue for us as a couple, because I'm adamant that my mom will live with us. How do I resolve this without causing a rift between my wife and I? That's the question. Any advice for Anonymous? What does he do? He wants the mom to come live with them. The wife says, that's going to be too much responsibility. Let's rather take her to a Frail care facility. But he's insisting on it because the mom is not well. The dad passed away a couple of years ago. Younger brother is too busy to take care of the mom. Have you ever been in that situation before? How did you resolve it? And what's your advice for Anonymous? 011-883-0702. Give me a call or send a WhatsApp on 072-702-1702.
The Sharing Space
On the Clement Manyathela Show.
7:02.
20 minutes before 12 o'clock. Temba, you calling from Rustenburg. Good morning.
Good morning, Clement. Hi, how are you?
Sure, brother. Go ahead.
No, thanks, Clement. Thanks for the nice show.
Thank you.
So my comment would be just the topic in terms of the guy who would like to live with his mother, and the wife is having challenges with that in terms of additional work or burden. So my suggestion is that if he can afford a helper that will come in and assist, then I think that would be a solution.
He's already suggested that, Temba. He says we would obviously have a caregiver to help us during the week. Yeah, but the wife clearly feels like that's still going to be work for her.
Yeah, I think then they need to get a third party to intervene, and then she needs to then be able to voice her challenges in detail, because I think the devil is in the detail. If there are no details and there's no third party to come and try and mediate the challenge, and I think they will not be able to find an amicable solution between the two of them.
But Temba, if we're being honest here, if the mom does come to live with them, who is going to be the one that takes responsibility here? Like between this husband and the wife, who's likely to be the one that really takes care of the mom?
Well, I guess it depends. I guess it depends on different circumstances for different people. So if the guy has got enough time on his hands, he's not that busy, he might be the one. But if the wife has got a little bit of time, she might be the one. If they are equally committed, in most cases, generally, yes, it would be the wife that would sort of like take those responsibilities. But as a wife, as a partner, let me not say as a wife, as a partner, right? Part of your commitment is actually to come through for the other partner in case of need. Yes.
Yeah. No, that's true.
So
That's true. I agree with you. And there needs to be a balance there. But if we're being honest, in many traditional homes, the wife would be the one that takes care of the mother. And if the wife is already overwhelmed, she must be honest enough to say, hey, I don't think I'll be able to do this. And look, I grew up in a household where we stayed with our grandmother. And in the Pedi culture, the last son, the youngest son, is the one who must take their mother wherever they go. So my dad was the last born son, so to speak. So he brought his mother, my grandmother, our lovely grandmother, to be with us. So my mom was taking care of my grandmother. And yes, of course, my dad is there in the house. He's the father, he's the head of the house. But my mom is the one who, if my grandmother doesn't eat specific things, my mom must cook several meals for all of us. So I see that there is an extra layer of responsibility on the wives, on the mothers. So I think it's only fair for them to have a say, because they're not saying, no, we don't care about the mom. They're saying, let's explore other options. How about a frail care facility? Or maybe how about 2 helpers? Or let's explore. I don't think it must just be so obvious, unless, of course, this is something that the wife knew what she was agreeing to from the onset. But Themba, I hear you there. Thank you for your call, brother. Shiva, you are in Durban. What do you think?
Yeah, I think if the husband says that we will provide the required help and look after the mom, and even after all these things, if the wife says no, it's very simple. Leave the wife.
Leave the wife?
Absolutely. She's just no. I think it's quite simple, because I'm saying to my wife, I will provide you all the required help. My mom can stay with me. And if my wife says, sorry, not acceptable, then I'll say bye-bye to her.
Okay, okay, Shiva in Durban, thank you for your call. Okay, leave your mom and leave your wife and be with your mom. That's what Shiva says there in Durban. I don't know if that works. I think I agree with Themba that bring a third party. Let's rather have someone who somehow comes and bring the 2 parties together to help them, with moving forward. But guys, for instance, I love my own space. I really do love my own space. And I don't know how I would react if I was in the shoes of this wife or the husband, and maybe it was the wife. Let's say it's even the wife who says, I want to bring my mom. I don't know how I would feel. I mean, as much as I would love them, I don't know if I would want to go, okay, they stay with us. It's a tricky one. And that's why it's better to also bring in a third party who's able to help just broach that conversation. Joe, you're in Pretoria. What do you think?
Thank you, Clement. Good day.
Sure.
Clement, I think this situation is a very difficult situation, it's true. But according to me, I would suggest to the guys that the life of the parent, as God has said or claimed that when you marry, you have to leave your parents behind and go and look for your own house. So I would suggest to the guy that at this present situation, if he brings in the mom to his family, it's gonna really give a problem, because now it is an extra job to the wife. Because remember, grown-up people, they have a lot. I have that experience from my mother, and we decided that no, I cannot go through with you to my family. She could not also stay with my sister, because there is a time she becomes disaffected. She cannot control herself. But the best way for the guy to contain the family forever, because the life of the mom is about to end, let he agree that let's take the mom to the health people, and then we'll pay with her pension, and we'll keep on checking her. That's the only way.
Okay, so frail facility then. Yeah, that's also tricky. Honestly, I don't know if I would be comfortable with my mom, also going to a place like that, because that gets really lonely. She's old, she's frail, she doesn't really know a lot of people there. But also sometimes there's just no other choice. So it really is a tricky one. It really is a tricky one. Refilwe, you're in Cape Town. Hi.
Yes, hi, Clement.
Sure.
I just wanted to say that we need to look into the history of this mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law. It's very nice for people to say, yeah, you must help out now. But what happened in the past between the 2 people? Look, it's not easy to open up your heart all of a sudden to someone who was maybe horrible to you in the past, and now that they're frail, you are the same person that's expected to take care of her. It's not easy. It takes a lot of therapy and a lot of work to forgive that person. Personally, for me, I know if I had a mother-in-law that treated me badly, and then when she's frail, all of a sudden I'm supposed to care for her, it wouldn't be easy for me. I don't think I would agree.
Yeah.
Even things that happened in the past, like let's say your son is cheating on me, and then you have a family meeting, and even in that meeting, instead of wanting to resolve issues, you've just made issues worse for me, and
You
I've
support
had to deal
your
with a lot
son.
of issues myself over the years. Now I'm expected to switch over and accept you into my home. I don't think so, Clement.
Yeah, except in this case, the wife apparently has a very close relationship with the mom. In this case, the wife herself is loves the mom and they get along so well. It's just that the wife says, I just think this is going to be too much to bring her here. Here's a suggestion on the WhatsApp line. Someone says, Clement, can the helper not go and take care of the mom in her house where she currently lives? Isn't that the solution? Especially because our parents lately, they don't want to move, eh? They don't want to move, especially if they're still like your traditional parents. They still want to stay there in the villages or wherever. They love their homes that much. So how about we get a helper who is going to be there 24/7 taking care of the mom? Would that work? 12 before 12.